Dear students, welcome to today's webinar on Know All About Mari State University. We have the privilege to have the Rector of esteemed Mari State University today with us as the main guest, who will enlighten us with the valuable information about the university. Furthermore, we are honored to have the Vice Chairman of RUS Education. They both together will guide us with their expertise about the university, the academics, and the research initiatives, especially in context to the Indian medical students. Let's start the webinar today, and I request our Vice Chairman, Air Marshal Dr. Pawan Kapoor, sir, to please take it ahead. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Priya. Good evening, dear parents, dear students, all those who have joined and who are likely to join in the next few minutes. Welcome to this webinar. As Priya has told you, this webinar is all about Mari State University. We have with us two of our distinguished guests, the Rector of Mari State University, Professor Mikhail Shvestov, and we have got the Head of the International Student Affairs, Professor Natalia. So without much, wasting anybody's time, may I request, firstly, we are very grateful to you, Professor Mikhail and Natalia, for being here with us today. It is a singular privilege to have your presence in this webinar. Also, we know that the right source of information comes from the source itself. So you are being present here for this webinar from Mari, and I am representing the RUS Education from Delhi. So an entire culmination of two cultures through the medium of information technology. So there are certain queries that come in our mind when Mari State University is being, and medical education in Russia is being spoken of. And we all know that India and Russia share a very, very intense and very, very long duration friendship, as people of two different countries interact both culturally and through the medium of education. We also understand that medium of education is a very important medium for strengthening our cultural ties and further strengthening our relationships. There are, however, students have queries. We have collected a few questions from the students which are generally asked. So Professor Mikhail, my question to you is, could you provide an overview of the medical education system in Russia? And what are the opportunities available for international students, particularly the Indian students who are interested in pursuing their medical education in Russia?
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Kapoor, nice to meet you. Priya, parents and students. Of course, the Russian medical education system is based on well-known experience in teaching doctors in the Soviet Union. Everybody knows Soviet Union, and the training of doctors in the Soviet Union has been known all over the world as high quality medical education. How the quality of Russian education meets and in some places even exceeds the world standards. We use classical approach in the training of doctors. We teach on cadavers, of course, a lot of practice. Of course, in hospitals, we develop students' practical skills at first. During 6 years study, theory and practice are close combined with each other. Mari State University does not divide students in Russian and foreign students, of course. And all have the same access to the all university infrastructure, libraries, laboratories, practical bases, sport grounds, concert halls, and etc., etc., etc. For example, I am head of a badminton club. About 100 students take a part in badminton club, and 80 this is Indian students, and the best player in badminton now it's Indian student. He is a champion of our republic, and he play in Russian Federation very good. And a lot of Indian students have possibility to travel in all Russia, like young science, like young sport players, like young artists, and this all possibilities gives to Indian students, like to all students in our university. It doesn't matter about nationality, of course. And of course, simulation center, one of the best in Russian Federation. When can we there we can simulate a lot of diseases, and students learn study in this simulation center. Indian students, of course, no exception in the simulation center as well. The same experienced professors, practicing doctors, the same practical basis, the same infrastructure facilities for all students, and most importantly, the same strict requirements for the study process of the students, and the same strict control. Because of course we understand the medical profession it's very responsible profession. So that's why very strict control to results of students. The study lasts 6 years. This is a state-approved educational standard, and it comes from Soviet Union, and thousands and thousands of doctors now working all over the world who studied in this standard, and the standard prove the quality. After that, students receive a diploma of medical doctors. So this is shortly about this question. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mikhail. I think that was a very comprehensive response. And for the dear students, you know, the education system in Russia is no different than the education system in India. And as has been told by the professor, there is no discrimination between the Indian students, the Russian students, and other international students. Everybody has access to the same infrastructure facilities. They have access to same quality teachers and tutors, and they have access to the same systems as is applicable to the local students. So that is that there is an equitable distribution of education system there. There is no discrimination. Also, you all will bear with me that the degree given there is equivalent to the MBBS degree practice in India. They give you a degree called MD Physician, which is same as Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery in India. So there is no difference in the degree that is awarded to you. The curriculum is also similar. There is a lot of exposure to clinical facilities. There is exposure to a lot of clinical material there. So your skill sets are also taken care of while being in Russia. Now, the next question, Professor Mikhail, how does Mari State University ensure the quality of education and training of international students in the field of medicine?
Thank you for the question. First of all, we have been training doctors for a long time. We have already more than 500 graduates only from India. Graduates of 2022 passed the FNG test in India with good results. We have received many thanks from graduates and their parents. High quality knowledge is provided different levels of control. We control attendance and academic performance of the students. Sometimes we even have to expel negligent students, because the quality of education is priority for us. There is a system of access students to the exams. The particularly difficult subjects, students first take a number of tests and only then have the opportunity to pass the exam. The system of medical education is well regulated in Russia. We use only the best approaches based on long experience and showing the best results. In our teaching, we combine modern methods with classical fundamental education. This is about this question. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Professor Mikhail. So you all students and parents, you can see that to be a doctor entails a lot of hard work, entails a lot of studies. And if you are not able to meet the mark, then you will not be passed. So you will understand that you also have to put in hard work. The assessments are carried out round the clock. It's a semester-based system. So every semester you are assessed for your capabilities and you are allowed to build up your capabilities before you go and move forward to the next semester. So you see that Mari State University focuses a lot of attention on the quality of medical education as per international standards and guidelines. There is a question in the question box. It is from a fourth year MBBS. Sir, I have completed fourth year MBBS in Ukraine, looking to transfer to Russia. My question is, will I get admission in Mari University without any semester loss?
This is possible. This is possible after we compare the transcript.
Okay.
Yes,
But
of course it's possible.
well possible, yes.
More than 500 students from Ukraine already study in our university, and of course, when we compare transcripts, we have a possibility to give admission to all students. Doesn't matter it's from Ukraine or other countries. Of course, yes. Of course, sometimes for students it's quite hard to give a transcript, but we find another ways, and be working with all students. But of course, we need transcripts.
So I think your question is answered there. You need the transcript. Based upon your transcript, you will be given admissions into Mari State University, but your transcripts have to be made available at the time of admission.
Yes.
The second issue is this, that you will be considered accordingly. There are more than 500 students from Ukraine already studying in Mari State University. So you have nothing to fear.
Yeah.
The next question is that
not fear, because very safety in our city and in Russia. Of course, it was some fear. First of all, they fear a little bit because they saw a lot of newspapers in India, for example, when Indian newspapers write about war between Ukraine and Russia, but we declare that we don't have a war between between Ukraine and Russia. We have a special war operation on the territory of Ukraine. On Russian territory, no war, no any accident. And when the students come here, more than 2,000 students from India already study in our city, and of course you can ask all of them, and of course they say that absolutely safety in our city, Yeshkrala, and of course in our university. It's very important. And after 1 week, all students from Ukraine understood that Yeshkrala is one of the most safety city in all over the world, because it's safety, because very kindly people live here, and they always ready to help to all foreign students to show the way, to help to buy something in the shop, for example, in cafe, etc., etc. That's why it's safety. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Mikhail. I think I've already answered one of the other questions that was coming your way, that how does the university ensures the safety and well-being of international students, especially during the current ongoing. So as he has already answered that, the Mari is very safe. Firstly, it is a military operation carried out by Russia in Ukrainian territory. There is no impact on Russian territory. Russia is very safe. Specifically, Mari is extremely safe, and they have safety mechanisms in Mari State University for the students to remain safe. Okay, they would like to know what are the safety mechanisms in the hostel or that are available in the university for the safety of students.
We have very good mechanism. It stands on two parts. It's digital, a lot of cameras, Face ID. When you go to university, of course, it's Face ID for all students. No cards, only face and Face ID. And of course, we have guard and security, special security forces in our university. It's about 100 persons who 24 hours, 7 days a week works in university and help to help to all students learn and to be safety. It's just a rule of Russia. Everybody, all universities have to have this security system. Not because we have some problem with safety in our city. It's just a law. We have to have this security system, and our city situated in the center of Russia. It's 700 kilometers from Moscow, 150 kilometers from Kazan. It's mega cities, and our city is very compact. It's not big population like all famous university cities in all over the world. It's 280,000 citizens live in Ishkarala, and it's very beautiful, very ecological city. Ecological, not only ecological like natural ecological, it's very ecological for living, because it's very easy to move between universities campus, between hostels and dormitories, to laboratories, to sport grounds, to teaching halls, and it's very easy and it's very safety. That's why a lot of people likes to study in not big cities, not in mega cities, because in mega cities they can't concentrate on the study, and they lost a lot of time, for example, for being for the transport or for the traffic jams. We don't have traffic jams, for example. And it's like a paradise who tired from traffic jams, and a lot of people come here. It's very calm and a little bit relaxed life here, but this life can give you a possibility to concentrate on the important things. For example, education, for example, science, and that's why we have very good scientists here and very good education system. And of course, safety. Because I can give you one example for. Especially parents remember that last century was a big war. It's called the Second World War, and traditionally our city was the city where people come from war. And even the Second World War, we don't have bombs and etc. And all civil people come to us, and our city was very hospitality to people who had a problem in their regions, and like Ukraine, like Indian students from Ukraine, for example, they have a problem with safety there. That's why they come to us, and now they study, and they can get their dreams come true. And even in the Second World War, it was a safety city, and of course, it's a very safety city now.
I think, Professor, that actually answers the complete question, because it was safe during Second World War when there was so much of ravaging around across the globe, and Yoshkar-Ola was safe at that time. So this is, of course, definitely safe at this point of time, and Russia is not at all involved in this conflict. The operations are happening on Ukrainian terrain. The Russian terrain is absolutely safe. So students and parents, you can understand that Russia is at present a very, very safe country to go to for your education. And Professor has very correctly and very accurately given the response to this question on safety. So I can assure you are more safe in Russia than you are in India. I can assure you that. Okay.
I love India, and I was in India several times, and of course I feel safety in India when I was here, Dr. Pavan.
Yes. You are here with us, and we have gone through the same traffic jams which are not there in Yoshkar-Ola.
No traffic jam, and of course we are very far from any boards.
Yes.
And we are in the center. That's why if anything happened in the boards, of course nothing happened in Ishkarala. It's very safety city. And interesting fact. It's we are a very international city. For example, we are Russia Federation. Everybody knows that Mariel and Ishkarala, it's Russia. but we have the nationality Mari, and this is official nationality in this area, and that's why we always was a multinational, and we always like all nationals. And in Mariel lives already more than 100 nationalities. In university study more than 60 countries from all over the world, and more than 70 regions of Russia. That's why when you come to our university, from one side it's not big city, but from other side it's very, very international, and you can meet people from all over the world and from all Russia. And it's very young city, a very beautiful city. Beautiful city because we have a beautiful architecture from one side, and we have very beautiful trees and nature around the city, more than 1,000 lakes and a lot of big forests. And we have a very beautiful people in our city, because most of people who live in our city, it's the students. Students always young and beautiful, you know, and they're very clever, and from all over the world. And they meeting each other. And when you come to us, when you finish, you will have a lot of friends from all over the world. It's a great possibility as well. And everybody understands that the friendship between nationalities is the main value of our university, one of the main value of our university. That's why the safety is.
Yeah, so Yoshkar-Ola is a beautiful city and also has beautiful people in it. So I'm sure the students will love to be coming to Yoshkar-Ola. My another question, which I think I will put it to, if you permit, Professor, can I ask Natalia a question related to support services that are available to international students, particularly Indian students, to help them to adapt to the new environment and overcome the language barriers?
Oh, it's very good, very good question, because when students come first time, Natalia, I will answer, okay?
Okay, please. I can add something then from the practical side, okay?
Okay, good, okay. And we have a system of adapt. Of course, students who study on the eldest core courses, they always help to young students who come. For example, Indian students from 6th, 5th, 4th courses help to Indian students. They work like volunteers and help to them. And important aspect of us is also the upbringing of students and assistance in their adoption. There is a corps of volunteers and curators working for this and helps students from the very first step in Russia. And we divide all students on small groups, and each group have a curator and volunteers who knows the name of student, surname, where does he live, and the telephone number, and they show the city, they show the university, they show the rules and tradition. We help to, for example, choose the clothes, because sometimes cold in Russia it happened, but it's a very good experience. We started to skiing, for example, and our volunteers. It was very interesting when the first Indian students start to skiing. It was a great experience, and all the native people just applause to Indian students because they were very brave and come those kids skiing. And also it helps volunteers, of course, in laboratories, of course, classrooms, everywhere helps. Of course, we have different signs on English, and it helps students to find the way always. After arriving to Yoshkar-Ola, students are settled in Indian hostels where they live together. This helps them to cope with homesickness, and they have can find the traditional Indian food in their hostels. Of course, they can buy all food in our city, and we have very good canteens in our university. A lot of canteens, and students can find different food, vegan food, for example, other food in our university canteens. but gradually through various events, students get into the multicultural communication among all the students of the university. They find friends, exchange their traditions and customs. Students from 60 countries study currently in the university. I already talked about this. All Indian holidays like Holi, Diwali, it's one of the loudest holidays in our city, and everybody knows it. Cricket game is very popular now, and our team of cricket, it's a champion of Russia. Of course, all Indian players take part in our team. Thank you very much them, because they give a lot of glory. A lot of glory and success to our university, because everybody knows that we are champions in cricket and all Russia. We play badminton, we win. And on the other hand, Indian students actively take part in the traditional Russian holidays, of course, and they very welcome to Russian traditions and university events. Each curator has a work plan with the students. It's everyday plan. They understand what he will do with students today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. We have very good digital helps. All students and curators have application in telephone, and you can find everything in application. It's a personal office in application. Have a student, curator. Curator can see where is the student, because we have Face ID everywhere, and students can find all events in university, Indian, Russian, doesn't matter. He can come to different areas. For example, more than 20 sport activities, gym, I don't know, cricket, badminton, wrestling, running, skiing. You can find it. He can find on his own application, and of course, all schedules about education. All clubs, science clubs, where in surgery, for example, or cadavers, he can come to these clubs through the application. It's very convenient, and our application, one of the best applications in Russia. It was a rating, the international rating, and we took a second place on this rating between all applications in Russia. This is very good. The university has a whole model of interaction between first year students, seniors, volunteers, and curators. The curators are university teachers, so this is really a serious and well coordinated system. That's why, of course, we always talk with students, and if they we always hear them. They all a lot of senior students from India knows my phone number, my personal phone number, and they can text me 24 hours a day, and they can call me, and that's true. If something, for example, they have some question or maybe some problem, they call me or text me, and we decide this problem very fast. And all Indian students know these senior students who knows my phone, and we connect personally. It's our university.
Yes, this is exactly what I wanted to add. We have Indian chats for every study groups. We have Indian chats in WhatsApp, for example, for every study year. And our international department is present in every group, so they can contact personally. But sometimes they contact Mikhail Nikolaevich without asking us. So it's also a good chance for them to express their feelings if something goes wrong.
So I think a very elaborate student support system is existing in Mari State University, and thank you both of you for making it known to the students, because generally students have concern about this issue. Another issue which students have raised a question on about hybrid learning and online learning platform. To what extent the university is following a hybrid platform of learning?
Actually,
Okay, okay.
will you, Alex?
Yes, no, it's okay. It's okay. Let's start, please.
So, online platform, it's not good for medical doctors. So everyone should be present here and everyone should gain practical skills here on the practical base. So there is a system, an electronic system in our university, Moodle system. So the students can find some material there, but nevertheless, the personal attendance is obligatory.
Yeah, we have a very good online system, but of course it's only additional to personal education, offline
Yes,
education.
so I think that answers this question, that there is no system of online education in medicine, but online resources are available to the students who
Yes.
can access those resources to enhance and build upon their offline in-person interactions and classes. So there is no only an online system unless there is some eventuality like COVID happened. So we had to resort to online modes. But apart from that, in medicine, you cannot have online systems for education purposes because it requires interactions. Now, there are some other questions pertaining to are cadavers available in Mari State University for giving some practical exposure to the students?
Yes, of course. Cadavers, it's absolutely obligatory for all students, and they study on cadavers, not simulation. It's real cadavers, and we have not only one center, cadaver center. We have two cadaver centers, and a lot of time students spend with cadavers and study with cadavers. It's absolutely important thing, one of the important things in education system in our university and in whole Russia as well.
There's another question. The question is about the students, are they eligible to get a license for practice in Russia after they pass out their 6 years of course?
After they,
Natalia, please.
After they get the final diploma of medical doctor, there is an additional certified exam which they have to pass to get the license to practice.
Is there any internship after the examination, or internship is included into the 6-year course?
Internship is included into the 6-year course.
So after he passes the accreditation examination of Russia, he gets the license to practice.
Yes, they can practice, but not in the hospital from the very beginning. First, they can get a position in some polyclinics as physician.
Yes. So first you get a registration to in a polyclinic, and then you can be allowed to practice as an independent physician.
Yeah.
So I think that answers the question very simply and easily. They want to know the study plan and the assessment plan in Mari State University. So I think study plan is semester-wise. You have semester-based system.
We have semester system, of course, two semester a year, 6 years, 12 semesters. And of course, practice includes in our study plan. It's a governmental regulated system, and government approve our study plan, and we can't change our study plan because it's quite strict in Russia.
Yeah, so their government approved plans, study plans are based upon the local requirements as well as they are approved by the government. So they are totally based upon the needs of the students, and they are semester-based system. And at the end of every semester, you have an examination and you are assessed and graded on that examination.
Yeah.
So I think that answers their question. Now, another question that has come, which is for you, Professor Mikhail. How was your recent visit to India, and are you planning to come again for the next education fair?
Next education fair challenge.
Starting from.
Yes, I like India very much, and of course, I always visit India with great pleasure. Last time it was on May, and thank you for hospitality, Dr. Pawan. And next time we are going to Bangalore because in New Delhi exhibition start on 15th, I think. Yeah, am I right?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely correct.
but we have a big graduation ceremony on 14th. That's why I can't leave our city. More than 400 Indian students will finish this year, only this year, more than 400. And we're waiting for a lot of parents here, and we organize excursion for parents can understand where their students, their children study. And believe us, please, our city is very, very, very beautiful, and you can find a lot of great architecture and different statues and different very interesting buildings. And a lot of tourists come to us. More than 2 million tourists every year come to Ishkerala to see our center, our buildings, the different city sites. And of course, we show everything to our guests and of course parents. For parents back to India with a good impression about our city, they will be glad for their children that they study in such good university and of course city.
Thank you very much for that.
Bangalore, next time Bangalore, but
yes.
We are negotiating about the dates.
There are a lot of questions pertaining to the hostel and pertaining to the financial aids. I request all those who have such questions, please get in touch with us on 1800-833-33338. So I repeat, 1800-833-33338, and our counselor will answer those queries that are related to financial aids and related to hostel facilities. Because we will like to know more about the Mari State clinical program rather than going on to the administrative issues. But safe to say that you have got Indian hostels there, you are provided with Indian food, you have got Indian messes, so you nothing to worry. Okay. So in case you have such queries on financial aids, scholarships, and hostel, please ring up again. I repeat, 1800-833-33338, or write to us at del@ruseducation.in. This is for all those who have asked questions pertaining to the hostel and financial aid, and our expert counselor will guide you on all this. Now, coming back, resuming certain questions, there is a very interesting question that what is the clinical exposure that are given to students in Mari State University, and are these students eligible later on if they want to go and appear for United States Medical Licensing Examination and for PLAB, that is Professional Linguistic Assessment Board Examination of United Kingdom?
I know, yes, they can. We know that some amount of students already passed exams in US and in United Kingdom. And from these graduates, some students plan to go to US and United Kingdom to pass exams and work there like a doctors. And of course, it's okay with our diplomas.
So I think that answers your question, dear student, that you are eligible for appearing for USMLE and for PLAB examination. There are students who have cleared their examination and who are pursuing their residency, and they are practicing in US and other countries, because the degree given by Mari State University is a globally recognized degree, but you have to pass that examination. There is a question from students whether are the students trained for national exit test examination to be held in India in the times to come. That is presently is called Foreign Medical Graduate Examination, which is being changed to the national exit test in India. So I can just on behalf of Mari State University, I can please apprise you all that yes, this is a part of the curriculum. The teachers come from India. They go and train you for this, how to appear and answer questions in FMG and in NEXT. This process will continue as an integral part of the original curriculum, and during your vacations also this can be continued, and this is taken care of by RUS Education. You can get further details on the telephone that I had given you, the toll-free number that I had given you, and it can also, you can get it from the mail. Another question which is very interesting is how is Mari State University more unique than other universities in Russia?
Thank you for the question. All universities, all good universities are unique, of course. The unique, of course, its place first of all, and location city. Mari State University is located in the center part of Russia, in small quasi multinational student city, Ishkrala. For example, 56% of all migrants who live in our city, it's students. And you can find a lot of different students from all over the world in our city. And on the one hand, it's not so far from bigger cities like Kazan and Moscow. I told about this, and it's very easy to come, and a lot of students travel during weekends to mega cities, but they can study in very good ecological city. But on the other hand, there is not a large number of the temptation for students in Ishkrala. But of course, you have all infrastructure, for example, for food like McDonald's, KFC, and etc. Of course, all food, all clothes, cinemas you can find in our city. Different theaters, and therefore students are focused on their studies and student life. Ishkrala has everything to provide student leisure, and all this has a relatively low price, and this is very good too. University buildings and hostels are located close to each other, so students can walk from hostels to the universities, and students feel completely safe as well. Secondly, it is a high quality education and full English medium. As I said, we combine the best practical approaches to the fundamental education. The university is focused on the development of English taught program. Our professors speak English. The administration of the university speaks English as well. The dean's office speaks English. The people who provide sport or science speak English as well. There are English space in the university where everyone uses English. Our partner, Ross Education, help us a lot in this aspect. Together, we invite Indian professors who are teaching students for FMG, and it's very useful practitioner, because all tests, it's a test, and for all tests you should prepare like for this kind of test, and that's why we invite Indian professors with Rus Education, and thank you to Rus Education for they helping us in this area. This year, 6 professors from India come already to Mari State University, and we are continue this practice for the future. Also, our university is very digital, and we have very good digital departments, and you can find we are very good in mathematics, in physics, in biology, in chemistry, in pharmacology, and you can find different students, not only medical students. For example, you can find pharmacology students, you can find physical students, you can find IT students. You can do good projects together. For example, medical with IT, or medical with physics, biophysics, bioengineering, and it's all possible for our students, and our university is very big. And for example, medical university, medical institute, it's one of the biggest part of our university. But Besides medical universities and medical institute inside our university, we have another institutes, and medical students always in connection with other students, and of course it's very good for development of students. It's multicultural, multinational, and multi programs, you know, and they have possibility for example to come and to hear course about culture or history or engineering or IT, etc., etc., etc. And of course, we are very unique in this area.
Thank you very much. I think there are some more questions. I will just see if there are any questions that can possibly. Okay, one question somebody wants to ask, but I think that question doesn't need an answer, because the question states that is artificial intelligence going to replace the human doctor?
Very good question. Thank you. Of course, artificial. We work with artificial intelligence, and we have laboratories artificial intelligence in medicine. We have laboratories, different laboratories in artificial intelligence. For example, in our university, we have a supercomputer. It works and we count a lot of things. And of course, and we have a lot of programs in medical. For example, recognize flu, everything about cancer, recognize cancer. And of course, artificial intelligence, it's very help to doctors. But of course, only human being decide the artificial intelligence right or not. And the final decision, of course, real doctor, not artificial intelligence. But we work with artificial intelligence for like an assistant for real doctor, and it's very useful.
So thank you very much. I must thank you, Professor Mikhail and Natalia, for being here with us today. We have come to the end of this session. It was a very, very interesting session. We got all the necessary information, I think, which the students wanted. So I'll just summarize. You know, Yoshkarola is a very beautiful city with a lot of beautiful people and a beautiful ecology and beautiful culture. The university believes in multi-ethnic, intercultural mix and believes in equity and in non-discrimination. The university provides a 6-year course of MD physician, in which 1 year of internship is included. The medium of instruction is English. It is a semester-based system. You have 6-month semester. At the end of the semester, you have an examination for evaluation. You have, at the end of the 6 years, you have a GAUS examination, which qualifies you for the diploma. And after the diploma, you appear for an accreditation examination, based upon which you get a license to practice in Russia. And once you are registered to practice in Russia, your practice starts on polyclinic. And after that, only you're allowed to practice an independent, unsupervised physician in various hospitals in Russia. A lot of clinical exposure is given in Mari State University to the students who join there. Also, there's a provision for integrating the next or the FMG classes within the curriculum itself, so that you come out well prepared. All subjects that are given in the National Medical Commission curriculum, they are also being covered in the curriculum that is being imparted to you. Rather, more than the normal subjects which are prescribed to you by the National Medical Commission are covered by the curriculum that you are provided and taught in Mari State University. For all questions that are related to finance and hostel, I again repeat that you can get in touch with us on the toll-free number 1-800-833-33338, and you can write to us at del@ruseducation.in. With this, Professor Mikhail and Natalia, thank you very much for your presence. Thank you for answering all the questions in such a lucid and comprehensive manner. I am sure when you come for the education fair, you will be sworn by students who wish to go to your schedule. Thank you once again, all of you. Jai
Thank you,
Hind.
everybody. Thank you.
Jai
Welcome
Hind
to
and Jai Rus. Yeah, we will see you soon again.
Yeah, Dr. Pawan, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Russia.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Kerala.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
India and Russia are friends forever.
forever friends. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.